Hello, Master Numerologist Andre Alvin Moore, and today's lesson is on surrender. A single mom raised her beautiful boy into manhood. He finds love and marries the girl of his dream. The mom refused to let go. She becomes a busybody, always interfering in their business. The son becomes frustrated and distances himself from his mother. The mother feels abandoned and sinks into depression. The son becomes concerned and tries to pull his mother out of her depression, but to no avail. He spends more time with his mother than with his wife. The wife becomes frustrated and secretly grows to hate his mother. Let me ask you a question. How often has this scenario played out in our lives due to someone holding on so tight that it harms all parties involved? Webster's New American Dictionary defines surrender as to relinquish. If a person surrenders, does that mean defeat? Or are some things just not intended to be? Is quitting a sign of weakness or humility? Why is it so hard to surrender, to relinquish? Is it because we fear that if we let go, our lives will no longer have meaning? What is the true meaning of surrender? And what must man surrender to enter into the kingdom of heaven? In the field of metaphysics, the word ego means the self, that which feels, acts, or thinks. From Latin, I. It is this small I that is under the cosmic illusion that it is the doer. In the Rastafarian understanding of truth, they refer to themselves as I and I. They recognize that the small I is the self, the ego, and the large I is Haile Selassie I, the Godhead. In 2015, I lived in Santa Fe, New Mexico. Daily, I would spend 2 or 3 hours praying and meditating in the Stations of the Cross Prayer Garden in Santa Fe, New Mexico, located on the grounds of the Cathedral Basilica of St. Francis of Assisi. Statues in the garden were sculptured by a Mr. Gilb Singleton and belonged to the cathedral. This prayer garden displayed 14 stations that represented stages during the events and the hours leading up to Jesus' crucifixion. After my daily meditation, I would walk the grounds. One Sunday, I sat under a tree to eat my lunch, which consisted of a bowl of cereal with milk. As I began to eat, a miraculous thing happened. I wholly dissolved, and instead of myself eating my cereal, the Lord, in his aspect as Lord Krishna, took a bite, then vanished. What was remarkable about this visitation that I did not lose self-awareness. I became an observer, a witness. Without Lord Krishna saying a word, I knew that I do nothing. It is the Lord that does all things, but it is our ego that is under the false illusion that we are the doer. We must learn to surrender this false notion of I and come to the realization that it is God that does all things. But how can one surrender their ego so that Christ may be born? In the book, The Holy Science, written by Sri Chinmoy, he writes about 4 cosmic cycles known as yugas, each lasting about 24,000 years. And we are now living in the end stages of the Kali Yuga, the cycle of darkness. Though we are coming out of this age of darkness called Kali, the following technique will help to burn out the veil of night, this illusion called Maya. This technique taught by the self-realized Master Sri Chinmoy, and it's called japa. Japa is the repetition of a mantra, remembering and repeating the Lord's name. So, if you want purity, if you want to dissolve the ego, if you wanted to come into more of an understanding of what you are and who you are, the divine child of God, the Christ, the anointed one, then today, repeat the name of God 500 times. Then increase the number by 100 each day. That is to say, tomorrow you will repeat the name of God 600 times, and the day after 700. After 1 week, you will repeat the name of God 1,200 times. From that day, start decreasing the number daily by 100 until you again reach 500. Continue this exercise week by week just for a month. And whether you want to change your name or not, the world will give you a new name. It will call you by the name Purity. Your inner ear will make you hear it. It will surpass your fondest imagination. The word surrender has 9 letters. Number 9 brings about completion, fulfillment. For each beginning must have an ending. Letter S vibrates to the number 1. Number 1 is the ego, which thinks that it is the grandeur. It is not. But under this pretense, humankind commits atrocities. These wicked acts enslave man and keep him on the wheel of incarnation. Letter U vibrates to the number 3. Number 3 is the mouth that spreads lies of deceit. We are no longer living truth, but alternate facts. Our ears are confused. We now witness injustice and tell ourselves it is justice, and stand by and watch inhumane treatment of the innocent. Double R's vibrate to number 9. Number 9 is our planet, our earth, and all of its inhabitants. But we put up walls of division. We separate our skies, waters, and lands, and we do not see ourselves as one. Letters E and N vibrates to number 5. We are not free to travel at will. Borders keep us from getting to know each other. Our lack of contact with others bring about false notions that one race is superior to another, or one's religion is the only true religion. We are selfish, denying land and resources to those that are in need, or we place a premium price that those that are poor cannot purchase these resources. Letter D vibrates to number 4, the box. We have boxed ourselves into a corner. We carry heavy weight, mental anguish, physical ailments, and uncontrollable emotions that has created a society dependent on pharmaceuticals. We have turned our backs on Mother Nature. Instead of choosing life, we now reach for a pill. Letter E vibrates to number 5. Now, there are 3 5s in the word surrender, which, when multiplied, vibrates to number 15, reduced down to number 6, the Mother Earth. If we are to regain our balance, we must go back to the planet, partake of her herbs, fruits, nuts, seeds, vegetables, and a small amount of meat. We must work to clean our air. Our lungs are collapsing from breathing pollution. Our immune systems are weakened, allowing bacteria and viruses to take hold and disrupt our body. The word surrender has 3 9s. When multiplied, brings its vibrational power back to number 9. 9 represents humanity. We are one unit, but our ego has allowed ourselves to separate from one another. We must restore our oneness and surrender the ego that keep us from uniting. The number pattern for surrender is 139955459. When added together, vibrates to number 50, reduced down to number 5. Humanity will never become free until it surrenders this false notion that it is the doer. We are only a witness. The Lord does all things, great and small. Okay, you guys. If you want to burn off this cosmic illusion that puts you into the false impression that you are the doer, please attempt to do this exercise that I've laid out for you. Reciting the Lord's name carries the highest vibration. This vibration will burn off the veils of ignorance, burn off the veils of Maya. It will awaken you to your true self. Try it for just 1 month and see if your life becomes better. See if you have more clarity and a deeper understanding of who you are and what is your relationship to those that surround you, including the plants, the animals as well. For we all are one. We are all united in the cosmic body of the Lord. Okay, you guys. I want you to keep your spirits high and just keep your head lifted. I know right now the world is being besieged by a virus known as the coronavirus, and I've taken a look at the vibration, and perhaps I might dive into that lesson in my next video, because you have to understand that if you have a strong immune system, then viruses and bacteria will not be able to attack you. But we have strayed away from naturalism, and now we are living an unnatural life. We do not have the capacity now to fight off invaders, such as bacteria and viruses. We live in a sea of bacteria and viruses, but you must learn to increase your immune system by incorporating more of life. What is life? Positive thinking is life. What is life? Breathing correctly is life. What is life? Consuming foods that has a high vibrational frequencies, such as raw nuts, seeds, fruits, vegetables, and a small portion of meat. What is life? Exercising, incorporating more oxygen into your bloodstream. What is life? Life is the opposite of death. Death cannot bring forth life. You are organic, you are alive, so you must understand that you are a cell that needs to be recharged. Live foods, raw foods, can help to keep your physical anatomy, your cells, charged with a higher vibration. As you increase your vibration, as you increase your frequency, you will rise in your consciousness, and you will have self-knowledge, knowledge of the self. So until the next video, peace.